Hello, and welcome back to Exploration and Tactics with Brian, SPACEBARRED, where we are on a quest to explore all the biomes. And in the previous episode, we managed to find the various mesa varieties of biomes, which we were searching for. But we still have a number of cold biomes that we're looking for. And we were headed to the south, and so I'm going to continue that way. And I see some biomes on the horizon that I'm not even sure that I noticed at the end of the previous episode, but this is good. It looks like we might be getting back into some cooler biomes, which is what we eventually need to find, the really cold ones. And in the previous episode, I was answering some questions that people had posed me on Twitter when I solicited some questions for some Q&A. And there are more questions that I have to answer, and so we're going to pick up there and continue with more Q&A as we continue to explore for more biomes, and hopefully, eventually, explore all the biomes and get this final achievement. So, to start things off, I have a question from LZ. LZ Manjula, you may recall I did a Minecraft bingo, kind of casual episode with a while back, and LZ asks, what are your future plans for life? Also, we need to record together again sometime. Sure thing. Yeah, future plans for life. In the previous episode, I talked about the fact that I live very much in the present, and that's like extremely true, and so I really don't plan much of anything. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I know what I'm gonna do for Thanksgiving. Like, I'm gonna go to a friend's house, and like every good American man, I'm gonna be watching football and eating food on Thanksgiving. But yeah, past that and past my, like holiday travel plans, like, I don't know. I should probably get a job again, for example, at some point, because my savings continue to dwindle down to nothing. And, eating and having a roof over your head, I found to be pretty nice things in this life. But yeah, haven't spent too much time figuring that out. Okay, we seem to be getting possibly to some ocean, but it looks like there might be some taiga over there, so I just need to find a safe way to get over there that doesn't involve driving my horse off of a cliff. Oh my goodness, I almost just went off the cliff right there. Okay, where is the land? This is gonna just take all of my brain power. Let me take a minute to try to get from here to there, and then we'll continue on with questions. Okay, I just finished building a bridge. I tried to do something really clever over here, which is I put the bed on a little thing that is one block up, so I don't have to jump up to this level and hopefully be able to catch back up to my horse. Yes, great, okay. Let's go ahead and grab the bed. I think it just fell on the ground and it's not in my inventory, but if I get back up on the horse, where's the bed? Maybe it is in my inventory. It is in my inventory, hooray! Okay, great. So I was originally over there, I just ended up coming up over here because we could build a bridge across. So yeah, future plans for life. Having a means of employment probably wouldn't suck. And it's definitely the case that since I don't have any kind of steady job right now, and the YouTube thing by no means pays any bills, it's probably the case that I may consider moving to a cheaper part of the country at some point in the not too distant future. Let's see if we can get across here on the horse. Yay, we can, great. But I wouldn't say that I really have plans because that's just not my nature. I kind of float through life kind of happy-go-lucky, and so far it's worked out for me reasonably well, and so hopefully that will continue to be the case. Yeah, I don't know if that's really the answer that you were expecting or wanting, but I think that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So thank you, LZ, for that question. And yeah, definitely seeing stuttering as we're generating new terrain here. Yeah, getting less than 30 frames per second. This is not going to look good when I render at 60 frames per second. Oh well, that's Minecraft for you. Bunnies! Hello, happy bunnies! Next up on the questions, we have Tinky Girl 01, who says, you seem to travel a fair bit. Where has your favorite vacation been so far and why? That is a tough one to answer. Favorite place to visit. I've liked a lot of the places that I've gone. I've kind of traveled up and down some of the West Coast in Washington and Oregon over the past few years. Last year I went to Singapore and Vietnam and Bali. I went to London a couple years ago. I am going, obviously, home to visit my mom in Florida over the holiday break, and so I've spent a lot of time there. Favorite places. I don't know, everything has something different. Do I have any particular favorites? I don't know that I'm going to be good at picking out a favorite. I feel like in general, like, favorites and things that people like questions are the types of questions that people often ask. Ooh, there's some weird water flow over here. Let's not get the horse trapped in there. That seems like that could be bad news. Common questions for people to ask, and yeah, I don't know that I have any great answer. So apologies for not really answering your question at all, Tinky Girl. But I don't know that I have a good answer for that question. If I think of one later, if all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I didn't think of this thing. It's the best place in the world, then I'll come back to it. But if it were the best place in the world, then maybe I should be living there instead of living here. Let's see. I need to take a moment of brain power once again to see. I think it's time to build another bridge. So let me take a moment to do that. The next question is from Richard, who asks, how long do I think it will take to complete the final achievement? Sorry, I've got the questions on Twitter up over on the other monitor, and I was having trouble reading it for some reason. If I had to guess at this point, I would guess probably 2 more episodes, maybe. Although if I keep running into oceans, like it seems like I've done over here, then maybe it will take longer than that. We really need to find a continent that has cold biomes on it, and ideally that has horses as well. I guess let's try traveling. Are we going back to the west now? Let's try traveling back to the west, because it does seem like the land maybe stretches more over here. Ugh. But yeah, it's really hard to tell. Like, I don't have a good sense on a very large scale how Minecraft biomes tend to work out, and so how long it will be before we'll find cold biomes. And so I don't really know, and so we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes. But in any case, I think I'm kind of stuck over here. I think I'm going to backtrack once again and head back to the, let's see, we had been going to the south, so head back to the north and try to find kind of a new whole section of continent, because I feel like we've seen kind of oceans in a few directions at this point. And since I will be, is there any way to do this that doesn't involve retraversing old terrain? I guess I just crossed over there. I guess we can go over here and maybe we'll see some other things, because I'm now kind of drifting farther to the, oh gosh, back to the west. So maybe if I can go over further to the west, and then I don't know that we're going to see any new biomes though, because this wasn't too far. Oh, well, maybe it will be visually interesting after all. It's a village. I don't know that there's a whole lot I need from another village, but the only village that I'd found in this world prior to now had been a desert village, and so now we have a plains village that has the kind of houses made out of cobblestone and wood rather than out of sandstone. And so that's nice, something different. But at the same time, I don't know, you've seen one village, you've kind of seen them all. That's a taiga, but not a cold taiga. And it does look like there's more ocean over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up having to retraverse some of the terrain that I traversed before. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make a cut here, and I'll see you guys once we get back into some new and different terrain. Haha, I thought so. I was traveling back to the east through the mesa, and I thought that this looked very cool and colorful, and I just hit F3, and it's Mesa Bryce. So even though this is a very rare biome variant, and I think there's even like some other variation of Mesa Bryce that I can't remember exactly what it is, like maybe Mesa Bryce Canyon or something. Nevertheless, we managed to find one of these. And so I mostly just wanted to show it on camera because it's very cool. The mesa is still extremely difficult to navigate, kind of like all the hills and valleys and edges and water yikes, by horse, and so it's still kind of taking all my brain power. And so I'm going to wait until I get through a bit more of this before I start doing some more questions, but I just wanted to show off this awesome landscape. Okay, it looks like I'm getting out of the mesa. Hooray, it was enjoyable, but I am ready for new terrain, and a desert looks like it will be much easier to traverse. There is, I guess I'll go ahead and get the coordinates up on the screen. I don't know if this is the same one we saw before that I didn't explore. I don't think it is, but there's another desert pyramid that we don't really need. But I've got the coordinates if I ever decide to come back and loot it or raid it or whatever. Next question from Twitter Q&A comes from Incred Mango, who asks, I'm a student. What was your college experience like? My college experience. I enjoyed college. I actually got my undergraduate degree in 3 years because I was a smart kid and I took lots of AP classes in school and had lots of credits kind of coming into school. I got my undergraduate degree in electrical engineering because I knew I liked math, and some kind of engineering seemed like it might be right up my alley, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. And Double E has lots of mathy kind of stuff. And yeah, basically, I think one of the things, there's probably a lot of stories from college I could tell, and I don't know that I've actually told that many on camera before, including this one. My first term at school, at college, you're signing up for classes and putting together a schedule. And so I signed up for classes that I wanted to take and put together a schedule, and didn't notice until someone pointed it out that the particular college schedule that I had classes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I had no classes scheduled on Friday, which meant I had a 3-day weekend every weekend, which was awesome, right? And I didn't even notice until someone pointed it out on my schedule, because I wasn't even really trying for it. I had signed up for, I wanted to take this class, and it was offered in these days at these times. Yeah, and so that was kind of a nice way to kind of, I don't know, break things into college. And so I kind of had an easier, I think, kind of first term. And then my second term, I signed up for, more hours and started doing teaching assistantship kind of stuff. And yeah, kind of like, work study kind of things or whatever. And was doing teaching assistants for the computer science class, one of the classes that I take in the first term. And done very well in, as you might imagine, given that I now have a CS PhD, have some natural affinity for that stuff. And yeah, it turned out that working and taking more hours was much tougher than the first semester, where I was relaxing and having 3-day weekends. And so I ended up having to drop one of my classes second term at school. But then after that, I kind of settled in, and all right, need to figure out, is there a better place to ford this river really quick? Is there a place? Doesn't look like it's it might be pretty narrow right over here. Might just be able to run across on the horse. That would be the ideal. Let's take a shot at it. Zoom! Nope, I didn't quite make it. Did the horse make it? The horse did not quite make it. I'm gonna drown. If I right-click on the horse, I can get back on the horse and try to get him to move slightly in the direction I want him to go. And I did this once before off camera. Yeah, if you do that like 10 times in a row, you can get the horse... Oh, except for, am I going the right way? You can get the horse to finally come back to where you want to go. Except for, I think this is not actually where I want to go. I think I'm headed back in the other direction now. Unfortunately, each time you hop on the horse, you end up facing the direction that the horse is facing. Yeah, I think I just came from there and I'm trying to go this way. Yeah, and so this might be a place where I should place blocks. How do you win at Minecraft? You must place blocks. And so we will place some blocks, and then I will try to get back into my little story time here. So yeah, I think a lot of people, when they come out of high school, getting into college, they have a little bit of an adjustment time in terms of course load and different kinds of things. And yeah, I did for kind of the first couple of terms as well. But generally, I don't know, I'm a smart guy, and so after I got settled in, I did well in undergrad and ripped through all the courses for my degree, and in the process of getting my EE degree was taking computer science electives with the elective courses that I had available to me, and decided that CS, computer programming kind of stuff was what I really wanted to do. Okay, so we've got another ocean out here going further to the east, so it seems like I'll need to head... I do want to kind of swing back home by home as well, and so I think we will head back to the north, which will reduce our z coordinate. Oh, my x is back down to... Wow, we're actually pretty close to home. All right, we might make it home today. Or no, the sun is about to go down. We won't make it home today. We might make it home pretty soon. Or maybe we won't make it home today. How fast does the horse go? We might be like closing in on where the like Wither Arena is and different things. Yeah, let's actually switch gears and try to make a race back home. Because there definitely was a desert and whatever this biome was called that all of a sudden my brain is not kicking in. Savannah, near home. And so let's just go back this way and see if we see things that we recognize, because we're getting very close to 0-0 once again. Yeah, let's see. What are some other things I can talk about from college? I guess, like, does grad school like count as college as well? I don't know. Grad school, like, I took 3 years to finish an undergrad degree, but then I took 7 years to get my PhD. Because in grad school, yeah, I see some torches or something over here, I think. All right, let's take a risk and continue on at night and see if we can get back home. In grad school, yeah, I totally recognize where we are. Oh yeah, we're almost back home. In grad school, yeah, look at this, ladders and torches and all kinds of stuff. I was playing a lot of Bridge, the card game. I guess I learned to play Bridge as an undergrad, and then somewhere towards the end of undergrad, the beginning of grad school, I got kind of really into Bridge. And it's a fun game. It can be very time-consuming. It was definitely time-consuming for me, and I think definitely probably like slowed me down by a year in grad school. I think I might have talked about this before, but one of the last couple of times I have stayed up all night was playing Bridge. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna bring the horse over to the bed, and we're gonna go sleep in the bed in order to change night to day, and then we'll go park the horse and figure out what we're gonna do next. Because we're not having a whole lot of luck finding any cold biomes anywhere in this world. The horse has decided to join us in bed. Hello, horsey. Nope, you always like to climb up there. He likes to go up on the roof, and then I'm afraid he's gonna like fall in the water and go drown himself underneath the house or something. Yeah, I played Bridge once for 25 hours straight. I don't remember if it was in undergrad or in grad school. Yeah, just had a bunch of friends that I was playing Bridge with, and we just kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. And it was a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely took a lot of time out of my life. But yeah, I had good friends in undergrad and in grad school. And in college, I spent most of my college time working and doing teaching and teaching assistantships for different computer science classes. And so that was basically like that plus some scholarships is how I made like the money to pay off college. And so I came out of college with basically no debt, which was very nice. I need to organize my inventory, and that's also going to take some brain power. So I'm going to take a short break here, and I'll see you guys in a moment. So one of the things we got from our adventures was mycelium, and I would like to grow some of it. And I would like to grow it away from grass, because either mycelium or grass will both try to spread to blocks or whatever, dirt blocks. And so I don't know if this is a good idea at all, but I'm just going to start growing it up here and put some dirt on either side. And then the mycelium should spread, and then we'll use this as a little mycelium farm. And I'm just making it 2 blocks wide because I don't want it to really shade the ground below, and so we'll still have sunlight kind of on either side. And so that won't be blocking too much sunshine. I just went kind of like halfway up my little jungle tree, which eventually leads to the sky rail up in the sky. I don't know, just like the fact that I have like things in the sky and a place in a world where I can't jump just appeals to me, and so I enjoy like putting things in the sky like that now. All right, so I did that. I unloaded a few other things, so my inventory is at least a little bit more clear. Yeah, there's like a bunch of potentially interesting stories I could tell about school days that I don't know that I've ever told on camera. And maybe I should like plan out a few of those stories and like talk about some of them, because like even like grade school and high school or whatever, like there's a number of stories that I haven't told that I think people would find interesting. And so maybe I will come back to that again in the future. But thank you, Incred Mango, for your question. Let me see. I have no idea how much time has passed so far in this episode, because I did a lot of editing out as we were doing some backtracking, so let me go check on the episode time. Okay, we still have some more time. I'm going to head to the north, because I think I've explored a bit to the north, and I think at the previous video when I was showing kind of like the overviewer map, I showed you guys kind of where I've explored, but I don't know that I've done it all on camera. I think you guys only came a little ways with me out here when we did some caving somewhere over here. And so we will go farther together, and I didn't reach an ocean. I only reached like some impassable mountains, and so we could try to pass the impassable mountains on our horse and see what we can manage to do there. And so hopefully we'll be able to get farther to the north and maybe find some of the biomes that we're looking for. I've got one more Twitter Q&A, which comes from MRJ Superfish, who asks, what do you think of Patreon? Kurt was able to take a stress-free break with it. Is it better than YouTube ads or a fan paywall? Yeah, what do I think of Patreon? I think it's cool. In general, like, I guess, first off, my opinion is it's not my place to tell other people what they should and shouldn't do with their money, and so whatever people want to do with their money, it's their money and they can do with it as they choose, kind of thing, just to kind of start things off. And so, how do I go to the north? I guess I was like going up on this mountainside over here, because I know I've been much further north than this. Yes, and I see some burned down trees over here, which I probably did sometime in the past, and I see some fires burning over there. Yes, great. Yeah, and so backing up kind of like just, you know, donations in general or whatever, like, I think are great. And for, I don't know, like, did you call it like Let's Playing? I feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of like small art community kind of thing or whatever. Yeah, you've got people who are just kind of passionate about doing something that's entertaining or beautiful or interesting or whatever, and then various people sometimes will donate to kind of like help support those people because they enjoy the things that they're making and doing. It's kind of like, I don't know, like indie gaming on like an even smaller scale or something kind of thing. And yeah, so I definitely like the idea of kind of like donation-y support or whatever. In terms of me in particular, right, and then I did actually reach some ocean here, and at some point I made kind of left-hand turn and managed to go much farther to the north, I think, and so maybe we'll even we'll find some bridges and things that I've built, because I think I have been this way, but not on camera. Yeah, I have not asked, with regards to YouTube videos, I've never asked for donations or whatever, because, I don't know, I feel like I'm glad that I have fans who like the content that I make. It's terrific. But at the same time, I don't know that, you know, there's a million channels on YouTube and tens of thousands of them that are making Let's Play content, much of which is as good or better than mine. And so I feel like, you know, if I wasn't here, like, you could definitely find some other people who you might enjoy watching play Minecraft or play some of the other games that I've watched. And so, while I'm glad that people have been watching me and enjoying me, and I hope to continue to get better and more entertaining and more interesting, I mentioned Zisto a lot, but like some of the things that he was doing with his recent Minecraft series, I feel like he's kind of like taking Let's Playing to a new level of interactive storytelling or whatever, and I too would like to kind of like push kind of the frontiers of interactivity and just kind of fun new things in Let's Playing. But those things take time and good ideas. At the same time, yeah, like, I feel like I'm one of, you know, thousands of people who are doing similar kind of stuff, and so I make a little bit of money off of ads on YouTube, and I feel like that's kind of like good enough for that. In contrast, if we take something like Minecraft Bingo, is the mini game that I've made, and I've spent probably a couple hundred hours at this point developing Minecraft Bingo. And so that was definitely a huge passion project. And while I have made a bunch of bingo videos, and so I've had, made a little bit of money on ads on those, I suppose, or whatever, for the most part, like, bingo is not something that I really, any reasonable way to make money off of. And I also feel like it's something unique that I have done. I made bingo, and there isn't another game that's really like bingo, and so if you want to play bingo, you have me to thank for it, and it's kind of a unique kind of thing. And so in the case of bingo, I did actually set up PayPal donation kind of stuff. And so if you like bingo, or if, really any reason, again, going back to, like, if you want to send me money, you're welcome to send me money for any reason you like. And there's a link in bingo. If you go to just whatever the most Minecraft bingo release video is, that's almost always on the front page of my channel. It's kind of like the auto-playing video. In the description of that video, there are links to my PayPal stuff. Right, I tried to go through the birch forest kind of along the water over here, and eventually hit some high mountains and didn't have much success. So let's instead try going a little bit further into the west and then continuing to head to the north and see if we can explore some new terrain that way. And obviously these chunks were loaded in the past because there's lots of chicken eggs over here. But I think I will start generating new terrain, and I'll be able to tell when I'm generating new terrain shortly, because my frame rate will go down. Minecraft. Performance is stuff. Yeah, and so bingo is something that I'm happy to take people's donations for, and a number of people have donated, and so thank you very much if you're someone who's donated to me for bingo, whether it be, like, $5 or $50 or any amount that, like, people want to donate. I appreciate that. And so I've made a little bit of money from bingo donations, and I appreciate that because I feel like that's a more unique thing, that you can't get the same content in that respect from just, like, a million other places. Yeah, Patreon in particular, I don't foresee myself ever doing, because I guess the model there is you kind of, like, have different goals or tiers and then pledge to do things based on whether those goals are met. And I don't know, that makes it feel more like a job to me. Like, I enjoy doing the YouTube for fun, and I enjoy having 100% control over everything that I make. And while, like, I tend to put out a video a day for the past 3.5 years, like, if I don't want to put out a video on a certain day, I just don't do it. And if for some reason I don't want to continue playing a game, if I play 7 episodes of Desktop Dungeons and decide that it wasn't particularly good for Let's Play, like, I'll just quit. And if people don't like that, then just tough. And so I feel like if you do, like, Patreon or whatever, like, you kind of, like, put together then pledges with the fans who are supporting you to, like, do certain things. And I don't want that for my own YouTube Let's Playing kind of stuff. Then it feels kind of a bit more like a job to me. And I just want to do whatever the heck I want to do and have no strings attached. And then, yeah, I've said it before, kind of like, the contract between me and you all with respect to videos is I make some videos and you're welcome to watch them. And you can keep watching them and I'll keep making them. And that's kind of the end of it. And yeah, if you happen to watch the ads too, that's great. And if not, that's okay too. And I'm doing this for fun, and at some point I'll get a real job to pay the bills. And yeah, so that was kind of a long-winded answer. So yeah, I do actually have opinions about those things, and I've thought seriously about Patreon and other stuff. Decided Patreon wasn't for me. And yeah, even if I did Patreon, like, I could probably make a little bit more money, but I'm still not, like, big enough or popular enough that I'd make enough to, make a living off of it or anything. And so I prefer to do some other things to earn real money, and just continue to do these kind of things as just passion projects and be able to do whatever I want. wherever my art wants to take me, I'll go there. So that's my opinion on that. We're not in a particularly good place location and terrain wise to end an episode, but I think that's where I'm going to wrap things up for the Q&A today. And so next time we will continue traveling across these difficult extreme hills farther to both the north and the west. into more new terrain, and hope that perhaps we will discover some of the cold biomes that we seek. I keep seeing snow, but it's always just at the top of hills from elevation, as opposed to being from actual cold biomes, which are the things that we need to find. But there is at least taiga over here, so maybe eventually it'll turn into cold taiga. And yeah, maybe the next video is the video where finally we'll break into some cold biomes and be able to find all the things. Or maybe the next video I'll have to find other things to ramble on about. Who knows? You'll be able to know in a number of days when the next episode of Minecraft Exploration and Tactics SPACEBARR'D airs. So I hope, as always, that you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.